Hello, hello! Today we are finally doing our Dollar Tree tumbler with our Dollar Tree stickers to personalize them with glitter and glue. Now, if you've been watching my Dollar Tree Live, I have been showing you the tumblers at a few Dollar Trees. I've been showing you the stickers at a few Dollar Trees. And today I'm going to show you how to actually do this yourself. And if you notice, this is already sealed and it's a little bit shinier than the other side because we're going to put another sticker on this side. And we're going to use actually the outside of the sticker as a template, and then you can use your sticker somewhere else. So the way that we're going to seal this, and there are several groups that you can check on through Facebook that do resin, R-E-S-I-N, tumblers. And they use the resin because it seals it, and you can use them in the dishwasher then. Now, a dishwasher is usually 45 to 65 degrees, and resin can withhold up to 165 degrees. So you should have no problems with it coming off or peeling. So what it's going to do is it's going to seal it, and you're going to do it more than once so that it's nice and cured, and you're going to let it dry between 24 and 48 hours before you give that gift out. And what's nice about these is you can pick any tumbler you want. You can even do this on a mug if you want, a ceramic mug, because like I said, the resin's going to cure it and it's going to keep your item on there. And what I like is this part unscrews, so where you're drinking is not even interfering with where we're working. They are also all BPA, and Dollar Tree also has that on all their stickers, so you'll not have to worry about drinking from them. And what you're going to need for this project is a two-part resin. Now, they do sell this at all the craft stores, and by the craft stores I mean Hobby Lobby, Michael's carries it, but I purchased mine on Amazon. It's pretty reasonably priced, and this is a 50-50 mix. Now, when I was new in it, I sure did make some mistakes, because if you don't mix it 100% right, it's going to be sticky and it's not going to cure right. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And the other thing you're going to need is you're going to need little cups like this. Now, they sell these. These are a package. How many are in this package? There's 16 cups in here, so these are perfect. So for you get 16 for $1. But if you don't want to use these, they have the Luigi Italian ice things, those little cups. You can save those too, as long as you can see through the cup, because what we're going to do is we're going to mix the resin in here, and then you toss them. You don't save them after the fact. You can only use them one time. And I usually take a little marker and I mark off and I mix it 50-50, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that towards the end of the video. But you need something like this that you're going to be able to work with your resin in order to mix it properly. You're going to need some rubbing alcohol, because you're going to clean the outside of any surface that you work on and make sure there's no fingerprints, no dust, nothing like that, so that everything sticks right. You're going to need some glue. Now, Dollar Tree does sell glue, but these were only $1 a piece at Office Max for school supplies. So we're still kind of early with school just starting, and you might get some great deals on Elmer's glue. And you're going to need glitter. If you watch the live video, I did show glitter at Dollar Tree. They have them in the packages, but this one is at Dollar General, and these nice tubes are only $1 a piece too. So it's just up to you where you want to buy your glitter. You're going to need a pair of scissors, of course, to cut out your sticker template. And the only other thing that I think you're going to need is, and I highly suggest it, Dollar Tree sells these now. They're like work mats, and they're perfect if you're working with resin in case you drip it somewhere, because once it hardens, you can't get it off. And then you're going to need some popsicle sticks. So if you save them, I always tell people, save certain things. If your kids eat popsicles, save them, wash them off, because you're going to use this to mix your resin, and we're going to use these when we put our sticker on to make our little E's where we need the little hole, or the O where we need to clean out the center. And these are perfect. These are not regular Q-tips. These are the cosmetic ones that have the nice point on the end, so you might want to use these. So let's get started, and this way you're going to know how to make some personalized sticker tumblers, and you can give these away for the holidays. So as you can see, this one's done. It's a little bit shinier, and this one's a little bit dull, and we're going to be working on this side with this love sticker. Okay, we're going to do this. So I'm going to take the heart off, and we're just going to work with the love. Okay, so there is the love. And like I said, we are going to take some paper towels, and we're going to clean the surface really good so that everything sticks nicely before we add our resin to it. Now some of you might not want to work with the resin, and I don't have any other way for you to seal this, but there is a dishwasher safe Mod Podge, and I really can't tell from experience because I've never really used it and I don't have a dishwasher. I know that the resin will hold up, and that's why I'm choosing to show you guys how to do this. I hate to see people waste money. They give it as a gift and then the friend comes back and it's all gone because it didn't hold right. So let's clean this off really, really good. And just remember, whatever is in the resin while you're working with it, it's going to stay. So here's a good example. Because this is glitter, you can almost see the little sparkle in the glitter because when we use the brush, of course, it brushed on and there's no way to get it out. But it actually adds a nice little touch to it too. So we're cleaning this off with our alcohol. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our love sticker. And what we're going to do is we're going to press down on the sticker itself because we want to leave that, and all we want is the outside of the sticker. Okay? We don't want the inside. We're going to leave the sticker so we could use it for something else. And we can use this love sticker, you know, on a card or in scrapbooking, and it's going to be just like this. And what I do is I just put it right back. As you can see, I have some stickers in there. I put them right back inside my package so that I have them. And here is the template we're going to be working with. Okay, so it looks just like that. Then you decide where on your mug you want it. So I think I want it about right here, because I have the love on the other side right there, and we want it to be kind of straight as we can make it. Okay, so we got it on that side and we have it on that side, and make sure that it's kind of stuck pretty good because you don't really want you want it to be easy for you to be able to use it as a template. Okay, so see, like there's no bubbles in there. It's sticking good, and it's sticking really nicely because we cleaned it with the rubbing alcohol. Okay, so this is nice and done. Then all you want to do is you want to take your glue and you want to start to trace the inside. Now you want to give yourself enough for the glitter to stick to, but you don't want to go too much onto the actual template because you don't want to peel your love off. See how the glue is going in there? Okay. And then we're going to stop this video shortly because we need this glitter to glue all the way before we do the second part of it. Okay, so make sure. And I can show you, like, we can try and take it off like beforehand, and let's see if it works. The last one, what I did was I kind of waited for the glitter to dry, but we still can't seal it until the glitter dries. So we got to turn it off anyway, and we got to come back to it because you got to make sure it's completely dried before you add the resin. And then once you have this completely done with your little template, you're just going to take it, and I buy these containers, you know, from Walmart or even Dollar Tree, and I use it so that I have a place that I can sprinkle it and then just put my glitter right back in without getting glitter all over the place. And then you're just sprinkling this on here. Okay, so there you have it. And if you feel you need a little bit more glue here and there, just put it on there and do what you got to do to make it stick. Okay, so some spots you might need a little more or a little less. Okay, so this is where this comes in, where we need to clean out the small area where the O. And you can even do this when it's dry, because sometimes it's easier, because right now it's still kind of moving around. So we're going to do it when it's dry, and then we can use a toothpick to kind of just make a circle around it and pop it out, because right now with it being wet, it's not cooperating with me. It just depends. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, and I'd rather try it when it's dry so that you guys can see how that's going to work. Now, the only reason, one of the reasons that I like to wait on this drying is because, but it worked. Okay, so there we have our love. Okay, So if you just wait for it just to dry just a little bit, it doesn't run then. So that was why I wanted to kind of wait. I didn't want it to run, but you can fix it. You can use a Q-tip to fix it, and that's what we're going to do when we need to do that to get it completely fixed. Now I'm going to just add a little bit more glitter here, and be careful because I just spilt my glitter and it gets everywhere. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to turn off our video until this is completely dry. We're going to add our little hole in there for the O and for the E, and then we're going to seal it with resin, and you're all done. So they're really quick to make, and that's all you do is you use the inside of your sticker for your template. Then you just take it off, you wait for it to dry, and then you seal it, and it makes a nice gift. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, so we are back, and our project is completely dry. So now what we're going to do is we're going to clean it up, and we're going to get ready to put resin on it. So all you have to do is take a toothpick, which is the best thing, and try and get like your E cleaned out, you know, so that you can see the little E. So you're just kind of scraping out some of the glitter that's in there. Okay, and then you're going to do the same thing on the O, so that you have, but you got to be careful because what I did just now was, you don't want to pull up the whole letter. You just want to get the little bit in the center. Okay, because you can see it'll start to lift if you don't do it the right way. Okay, now some of you can do this when it is still kind of wet. So like in between the completely dry and not completely dry, you know what I'm saying? Like in between where it's still able to move around without giving you any problems. Okay. Okay. So we got the O cleaned up. And now what we want to do is we want to clean up the rest of the area too. So we want to take a towel, paper towel, and we want to just clean off the glitter, because no matter what we do, it's still going to kind of stick to the glass, but we at least want to clean up some of it so that it doesn't stay like right where it's like clumped up. Okay? Okay, so you can play around with it, but just be careful when you are trying to clean up the center that you don't pull your letter completely off. Okay, because it will start to lift up, because all it is glued down. It's not, there's no resin on it yet, so it's not going to be perfect. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take your cup, and what I do when I've done resin forever is, rather than measure it with a measuring cup, because then you have to keep buying new ones, I just use these little plastic cups. And we're not going to need a lot of resin for this one coat. So my little line is actually going to be right where the lip is, right where my fingernail is. So right here is where I'm going to fill up my resin, and I'm going to pour it into the other one. Okay? So the other thing you're going to need is, where did I just put it? Oh, right here. You're going to need one of these, and Dollar Tree does sell these in the automotive department, so you can use something like this too to brush it on. Okay, so it's equal parts. So we're just taking a little bit of this, and we're going to add it to that line. Okay, so that's one, and one is the epoxy resin, and one is the hardener. So we're just going to take this, and we're going to put it in this one. I know it seems like a pain, like you could. The only reason you can't do 50-50 on this cup, because the cup is not level. So like if you had a level cup, you might be able to do that. But this is the easiest way to do it, where you're going to get the exact amount, and you just got to like really clean out what you got in there. And I've been doing resin for quite some time. So this one's the hardener. And I made all kinds of necklaces and different things. I did the penny table. So I know that if you don't get it right and it's sticky, it's never going to cure right and you're going to have problems with it. Okay. So let's put this in here. And then you have to mix it really, really good. Like for at least a good 2-3 minutes. Just keep mixing it, mixing it, mixing it. And then all we got to do is put it on. And then if you want, you can do one more coat. But this is going to really brighten it up. It's going to make it shiny. And see how it is when you're mixing it together? It does have a strong odor to it, so I always did it. Like now I'm sitting, I have the door open, and there might be bubbles in there. So one of the ways you can get out the bubbles is to blow on it, especially on something like this. You can just go, and the bubbles may come out. Or some people use a blow dryer. So you just take a blow dryer, and the heat's going to pop the bubbles on it. Or you can take a straw, a direct straw, and just blow through the straw, and that will take out bubbles if you get the bubbles as well. So you can see that there's little bubbles in there, and that's just the way it mixes. But that's what I used to do, is I would take either a heat gun for just a second, just a quick swipe over, or you can use, like I said, a blow dryer. That will work too. And the reason you're just mixing it, mixing it, mixing it is so that it gets completely mixed, and this way you know it's going to harden right. So once we put this on, all you're going to do is set it aside for, I'm going to say a good 48 hours. Don't touch it, just leave it alone in a place to let it dry and cure. And if you decide that you want one more coat on it, then just do the same thing I'm doing now. But you don't need that much. Like, this doesn't look like much for this mug, but believe me, once you get started, you're going to have more than enough. I actually, when I did the first side, I had to pour some on my resin table because I just had too much of it and I hated to waste it. So if you're going to do projects, you'll get used to how much you need for each project. And as you can see, I'm mixing it, mixing it, mixing it, and I haven't stopped. So that's the only thing with resin that you have to remember. Now, this one isn't too bad. We might be able to use this cup again, but sometimes you just have to get rid of the cup because it's going to harden in there, and it's going to be hard to stir. You're not going to get a nice smooth stir out of it, and it's just going to be hard to work with. So I just say buy the cheap cups and toss them when you're done. The popsicle sticks are something you can keep, but if you're going to keep them, you got to make sure you wipe them off, because if you lay this down on your countertop, it is going to dry there, and you're going to have it there forever because resin dries hard. Okay, so we wiped off the stick. These are the same thing. You're going to have a problem, so you buy them in bulk, and you can just toss them in the garbage when you're done. And now all we're going to do is we're going to start from the top, and we're going to work our way down. Okay, and we're just going to start going over what we put on. Okay, and then we're going to come up, and we're going to smooth it out. My O didn't come out the way I perfectly want it to, but I don't want to mess it up for this video. But you can work on being very perfect when you do your own. Okay, you can see how shiny it's getting. Okay, and that's all you have to do. You just brush it on. And then what's nice is the glitter that is extra, it's just kind of blending on the cup so you have a little sparkle on it. Okay, so we're going to go back to where I was started. And you don't want it ever dripping. You want to make sure that when you're putting it on, it's nice and even, because if you let it drip, you're going to have drip marks everywhere. So you got to make sure that you're done all the way around and it's nice and even, and where you started, do the same thing. And like I said, what I like about these tumblers is the fact that the lid to it is separate. So you don't have to worry about it being too close to your mouth or anything like that. And not that I really think that it would affect you that much if you got your lips on it, but you still. So see how nice and shiny it is? Both sides, it's nice, and that's why I always say too, when you're working, get one of these mats so that you don't have to worry about it getting all over. And you just keep brushing it until you feel like you got everything covered that you want to cover, because now is the time to check for mistakes and things before it dries. Because once it dries, that's it. There's nothing else that you can do about it. You can't fix it. You can't repair it. You got to just be done with it, because once resin does dry, there's no fixing it. Okay? And then this is going to seal your glitter. And if they choose to put it in the dishwasher, it's not going to come off. So this is how you save your glitter projects. And you can use resin on just about anything. Okay, so we got it all the way around. You can see that it's nice and shiny. Okay, and it's all finished. And now I'm going to set it aside for the 2 days. And we're going to be finished with this project and on to the next one. So I know you guys have been anxiously waiting for this one. And these will be cute gifts because look at all the cute little words you can put on there. You can even put a couple of little hearts on there. We had this little heart we could still put on there if we wanted. And look, our cap is totally separate. We're going to let it dry on its own. We never got the resin on the inside of the lip. We only went right under the lip here. And now it's just ready to dry. And this is how you do your sticker resin tumblers. So until the next project, have fun making your own.